I know that there's been talk about, you know, fighting Anthony Joshua, hopefully at some point. Will that be it then? Is that the end goal?
Yes, I've got 2 more fights left, and then we're going to really think about what we're going to do from there.
Yeah,
because, you know, how long is a piece of string? I'm undefeated in 31 professional fights.
Yeah.
This is my 12th year as a professional. So, yeah. It's
You want him home.
I want.
I want him home.
So I'm guessing 2 more fights left. The one fight with Deontay Wilder, the 3rd fight that's supposed to take place July the 18th in the same arena in MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And that 3rd fight at the end of the year, hopefully against Anthony Joshua, or if he loses to Deontay Wilder, then Wilder versus Fury 4? Unlikely. Deontay Wilder will probably go another round. You know, so I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. This was on a British morning show called This Morning over in the UK. Tyson Fury's first major interview since fight night, and basically you can kind of sense through it he really doesn't want to be there. And even his wife Paris Fury was talking about how you know, you can, like, basically this is what I get from it, you know, and I can relate to it on the cameras and in front of everybody. You know, he's Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, but he's a pretty introverted dude from what I'm getting from it, you know, behind the scenes.
It's a long time. When you go away for 8 weeks, if you do that 2 or 3 times a year, that's a quarter of the year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quarter more than that.
Yeah. Even more.
Yeah.
Well, your dad hinted that after this match that he would have liked perhaps to have seen you
walk
back
away
off a little bit. Having said that, I suppose if he's activated this this 3rd fight, then you can't walk away. You couldn't.
No, because I'll be in breach of contract. Yeah,
you're contractually obliged to do it. Now then, so Deontay said that when he entered the ring in a mask and an armoured costume, which was a tribute to Black History Month, that he claimed that the costume weighed 40 pounds, and that was the reason he lost the fight. He said on Yahoo News.
Why couldn't they just get an image? Why they had to blur it out like that? That's the 2nd time they did it. They did it when they showed his family and with this. But anyway, obviously if he didn't take the 3rd fight, he was going to get sued. And in my opinion, Deontay Wilder was going to lose the 3rd fight. Just my personal opinion. Now, you know, of course, Deontay Wilder is always in a fight, as he'll say, you know, with that right hand. But he just, I'm trying to figure out, like, what does he work on? Or what does he do, you know, outside of throw more punches to give him a better chance in fighting Tyson Fury? And also, we have to worry about the confidence as well. You know? Like, think about it. The way he lost in that 2nd fight, he's got to, like, in just a month's time, maybe a month and a half at the most, he's got to do, you know, the press conference again. He's got to start doing all this media stuff where he's doing interviews. What's his demeanor going to be like? Because he can't be like this super destroyer bad guy anymore, right? What's the mystique going to be like? I don't know. But Tyson Fury, you know, here's what he's saying. He's not saying that, you know, he'll retire after his, you know, 2 more fights. He's saying that they're going to really have to think about it. Eddie Hearn, you know, has went on the record to say that he's trying to secure that the wheels are already in motion for Fury versus Joshua at the end of this year for a 2-fight deal. So which means that Tyson Fury would have to, you know, have 3 more fights, not 2, if he were to, you know, continue fighting. Or is he saying 2 more fights after Wilder or Fury Wilder 3? I don't know. I don't want to confuse you.
Simple fact, my uniform was way too heavy for me. I didn't have the legs right from the beginning of the fight. My legs are just shot all the way through.
Tell him what he said in another interview, though, about what he trains in daily.
He said he trains in a 45-pound weighted vest every day.
So he sort of
you know,
contradicted himself.
I can understand where he's coming from, because there'll always, in every fighter's mind, there's always got to be a reason why they've lost.
Yep.
It can never be the simple fact of, I wasn't good enough on the night and I lost to a better guy. Mm-hmm. It's always got to be, the camp was wrong, it was the trainer's fault, it was the suit, it was me toe. It was always something a problem.
Yeah.
See, with me, it's if I'm injured or whatever the problem is, it's like, okay, the performance wasn't great, I'm going to move on and crack on.
So you've had 1 draw, which you should have won anyway, which you did win.
By the way, I have that clip here of Deontay Wilder training with that 40-pound vest. Right here. Here we are. You know, for those who didn't see it, from BT Sport.
Ready? Get! Push for him. There you go. There you go. Be smooth with it. Get!
He's strength and conditioning with Joey Scott, and that's been very beneficial to him from a strength and agility standpoint. Joey's very good, and Joey's here for the boxing workouts as well. So that's good because he can see what we're doing, and he knows how to go for strength and conditioning. Do they need to do a little more or a little less based on how we do here?
Wake up!
So yeah, there's that, and also we already did a video on the Joe Rogan footage, you know. So I don't think I need to really pull that up, do I?
And one win. How do you feel about the next meeting?
You know, I beat him the first time, I beat him the second time, and I surely will beat him the third time. The one thing I will say about Deontay Wilder is he's a very worthy opponent, and he's a very dangerous opponent, and he has that eraser power of 43 knockouts, only the one defeat. So you can never write a guy off like that, and it's always one punch away from disaster with Deontay, because like he famously says, they have to be correct for 36 minutes, I have to be correct for 1 second.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
Anthony Joshua has got 4 belts. You've got the 1, and then the way boxing works is
They're counting the IBO. Anthony Joshua has the WBA Super World, the IBF, the WBO, and the IBO. He's fighting Kubrat Pulev June the 20th in Tottenham. It's not Tottenham, y'all told me. In Tottenham, in North London in the UK. Man, I want to go to the UK so bad, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Trust me. You know, I'm closer than ever, even though I've been saying this shit for like 4 years now, but I'm closer than ever. I just don't know when. All right? Just don't know when.
beat him and get all his belts. That would be the fight of your life. I mean, you would be the undisputed heavyweight champion.
I've already been the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. When I beat Klitschko, I had all the belts.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, Anthony Joshua's only got my leftovers, because I never lost them belts.
Yeah.
I had to vacate them for mental health problems to focus on my...
They're yours.
Yeah, they're my belts.
Yeah.
It's just keeping them warm.
Until a man's defeated in a boxing ring, how can you claim to be the champion when you haven't beat the champion?
You know, Sim, here's an interesting fact that people are not talking about. He is held, technically, his lineal shit is kind of for real now, even though we were sick of hearing of it, because he's held all of the bites and all of the belts in all of the major sanctioning bodies. Right now, he's the WBC in ring. Remember, when he beat Klitschko, he had the WBA Super World, IBF, WBO, and IBO. So, right now, he is the king of the heavyweight division. And number one. I have number one, Tyson Fury. Number 2, Anthony Joshua. Number 3, Deontay Wilder. Number 4, Dylan White. Got to give it to Dylan White. Number 5, Andy Ruiz. Number 6, don't get me started. I can give a sound as rankings. You know what? I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna do my rankings one day. I'm gonna do a pound for pound one day. I think I need to get that done before the summer.
The dominant heavyweight of our era, of 26 title defenses, and went to Germany to do it. Then I've been an opponent again. I went to America and beat the guy that nobody wanted to fight. Yeah. And then I'll come back and I'll have 2 more fights, and hopefully we'll sail into the sunset.
Right, and then that'll be it. But because the kids, I know that to begin with, Paris, you didn't want the kids.
My bad. Also, I noticed that Paris was leading the interview a lot more. Basically, you can tell he was being led, and he kind of really didn't want to be there. You know, in fact, you know, there's been no parade or none of that. And I kind of like it. Maybe, you know, like if it was me, especially since, you know, he's been through the whole mental health, you know, thing. And it's always an everyday struggle, trust me. So I kind of, you know, see where he's coming from with the low key, you know, thing of it. Because, you know, he's sitting on top of the world. You don't want to go like he went with Klitschko and, you know, like get too high and then come back down hard. And before you know it, he out drinking, partying, not coming home and shit. You know, so far I'm kind of feeling this. You know, he won the world championship, go home, live a real quiet type, couple of weeks, then you got to get back out there. So I'm feeling this right now, and there's too much money on the table and too much at stake, for him to fuck this up. Especially if it comes to Joshua. Of course, Joshua's got to be Pulev. You dig me? So, as it stands, the shit's already done. I'm interested to hear from Deontay Wilder. He's supposed to be over in Africa right now, getting his mind right and coming back. Now, what changes can he make, until the fight? I don't even have Siri here. Siri's not here. I don't even know how many days it is to July the 18th. But one thing he's got to do is he's got to go in there with something else outside of trying to rely on that right hand. He's got the right hand, and then he followed up with the left hook. So what else can he do? And he's got a nice jab. Just start pumping out some more jabs. Maybe Fury, he's not going to be ready for that. But from what I see, I don't see any way Tyson Fury can lose to Deontay Wilder in the third fight unless, he gets careless. He starts playing around like he was in the first fight. My personal opinion. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.
I didn't have the legs right from the beginning of the fight. My legs are just shot all the way through.
Tell him what he said in another interview, though, about what he trains in daily.
He said he trains in a 45-pound weighted vest every day.
So he sort of contradicted himself.
I can understand where he's coming from, because in every fighter's mind, there's always got to be a reason why they've lost.